The SpaceX bubble crash is significantly worse than it looks on the surface. Right now, the mainstream media is entirely blinded by the spectacular engineering marvels, the historic Starship launches, and the global dominance of Starlink. But beneath the heavy sci-fi hype, Elon Musk's aerospace empire is facing a critical structural shift that could trigger an absolute financial meltdown.
For years, SpaceX has operated on an astronomical private valuation, fueled by cheap capital and an absolute monopoly over global space infrastructure. It was treated as a flawless wealth engine. But the macroeconomic landscape of 2026 has fundamentally changed, and the internal math is no longer adding up. Between the crushing, non-stop capital expenditures required to keep Starlink scaling, the massive regulatory bottlenecks paralyzing commercial timelines, and a sudden saturation in deep-pocketed private launch demand, the corporate armor is beginning to crack. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Luis.
I spend way too much time studying finance-relevant topics, running the numbers, and separating corporate propaganda from actual liquid reality. Before we dismantle the math behind this private giant, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button right now. Drop a comment below with your raw thoughts on Elon Musk's companies, and share this video with anyone who thinks private tech valuations are bulletproof. Don't forget to subscribe for more no BS financial breakdowns. Let's go straight to the first major crack in the armor. The myth of private valuation. To understand why the SpaceX crash is dangerous, we first need to break down the myth of private valuations. When a company is publicly traded on the stock market, like Tesla or Apple, its value is calculated every second by millions of buyers and sellers.
It is backed by liquid reality. If the company misses earnings, the stock drops instantly. SpaceX, however, is a private entity. Its current $200+ billion valuation isn't determined by an open market. It is calculated during private funding rounds, where a small, select group of venture capital firms and billionaire insiders agree to trade a tiny fraction of shares at a specific price. If one insider buys 0.1% of a company at a price that implies a $200 billion market cap, the media immediately prints headlines saying SpaceX is now worth $200 billion. But this is paper wealth. It is an illiquid illusion. In the zero interest rate environment of the last decade, venture capital was desperate for growth.
So they continued to pump money into Musk's vision, inflating this bubble year after year. However, by 2026, cash will no longer be considered trash. Interest rates are high, liquidity is tightening, and institutional investors are starting to ask a very uncomfortable question. Where is the actual, distributable free cash flow? When a private bubble of this scale realizes it cannot justify its valuation with liquid profits, the exit doors lock shut. The insiders are trapped, and the collapse happens in the dark, before the public even smells the smoke. The Starlink capital expenditure trap. The mainstream media loves Starlink. It's a brilliant consumer product. But from a pure corporate finance perspective, Starlink is a hyper-aggressive capital expenditure trap. Unlike traditional telecom infrastructure, where you bury a fiber optic cable in the ground once and it lasts for 30 to 40 years, Starlink's infrastructure is floating in low Earth orbit, LEO.
These satellites don't last. Due to atmospheric drag and orbital decay, every single Starlink satellite has a hard expiration date of roughly 5 years. Do the math. SpaceX currently has thousands of satellites in orbit, and they plan to deploy tens of thousands more. This means SpaceX is trapped on a financial treadmill that never stops. They aren't just launching rockets to expand their network. They are constantly launching rockets just to replace the dying infrastructure they launched 5 years ago. The cash burn required to manufacture, launch, and maintain this massive constellation is astronomical. To achieve true profitability, Starlink needs hundreds of millions of high-paying global subscribers. But the addressable market is hitting a wall. The developed world already has high-speed fiber and 5G, and the developing world cannot afford a $120 a month internet subscription plus a $500 hardware dish. The cost to maintain the network is scaling linearly, while subscriber growth is beginning to plateau. That is a textbook recipe for a cash flow squeeze. The commercial launch market saturation. Let's look at the launch side of the business. SpaceX has a near absolute monopoly on global space launch infrastructure. The Falcon 9 is an incredible machine, but a monopoly is only lucrative if the total addressable market is infinitely expanding. It turns out the global demand for putting heavy payloads into space is highly finite.
Apart from government contracts from NASA and the Department of Defense, who are the commercial clients paying for these launches? It's telecom companies and research institutions. In the early 2020s, there was a massive gold rush of satellite startups funded by cheap venture capital. Everyone wanted to build a constellation.
Fast forward to 2026. The funding for those speculative space startups has completely dried up. The commercial launch backlog is shrinking. In fact, a massive percentage of SpaceX's current launch schedule isn't even for paying external clients. It's internal launches for their own Starlink satellites. Think about the financial absurdity of that. SpaceX is spending millions of dollars to launch its own rockets to deploy its own satellites, using cash raised from private investors. They are effectively paying themselves with borrowed money to build an infrastructure that has a 5-year shelf life.
This is a closed-loop system of capital consumption. If external, profitable commercial demand doesn't scale rapidly to fill those rocket bays, the revenue engine stalls.
The Starship bottleneck and regulatory nightmare. Everything we just discussed brings us to Elon Musk's ultimate gamble. Starship. Starship is designed to be fully reusable, capable of carrying 100 tons to orbit, and theoretically dropping launch costs to a fraction of the current rate.
It is the entire justification for SpaceX's $200 billion valuation. Investors aren't buying the present, they are buying the Starship future. But the gap between engineering test flights and a highly predictable, high-frequency commercial revenue stream is a regulatory and financial chasm.
In 2026, SpaceX is burning through billions of dollars testing this massive system. Every single launch requires unprecedented amounts of capital. Meanwhile, regulatory bodies like the FAA and environmental protection agencies are placing heavy bottlenecks on launch frequencies due to sonic booms, environmental impacts, and safety risks. SpaceX needs to be launching Starship dozens of times a year right now to achieve the economies of scale promised to investors. Instead, they are caught in months of bureaucratic red tape between flights. Every month of delay means millions of dollars in burn rate without matching revenue. Furthermore, NASA's Artemis program relies heavily on Starship for the upcoming lunar missions.
If Starship continues to face technical or regulatory delays, the political and financial backlash from government defense contracts will be severe. SpaceX has zero margin for error, yet they are playing a high-stakes game against government bureaucracy.
Now, why should you care about this if you don't own private SpaceX shares? Because of the contagion effect. Elon Musk's financial empire is deeply interconnected. Musk has a historic track record of borrowing money against his public equity, specifically his Tesla shares, to fund his private ventures, whether it's X, formerly Twitter, XAI, or SpaceX.
If SpaceX faces a sudden liquidity crunch due to Starlink's burn rate or Starship delays, Musk cannot simply let it fail. It is the crown jewel of his legacy. To keep SpaceX well-funded, Musk may be forced to liquidate massive blocks of Tesla stock or leverage his public assets even further. We saw a preview of this when he acquired Twitter. The mere threat of dilution sent Tesla stock into a downward spiral.
Furthermore, major venture capital funds like Fidelity, Sequoia, and Founders Fund hold massive allocations of SpaceX in their private tech portfolios.
If SpaceX is forced to down round, meaning they accept new funding at a lower valuation, say $120 billion instead of $200 billion, it will trigger a massive write-down across the entire venture capital ecosystem. It will send a clear shockwave to the market that the era of inflated tech valuations is officially dead. The bubble won't just pop in a vacuum, it will pull down public tech sentiment with it. SpaceX is undoubtedly one of the greatest engineering triumphs of human history. But never confuse a world-changing technology with a stable financial investment. At a certain point, the physics of engineering must bow to the laws of accounting. And right now, the accounting of SpaceX is a high-altitude bubble running out of oxygen. If you found value in this deep dive analysis, hit that like button right now. It helps independent financial research reach more eyes. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on Starlink's long-term survival, and share this video with someone who thinks billionaires are immune to market crashes. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on, because we have some massive macroeconomic breakdowns coming up that you cannot afford to miss. Thank you for watching. Stay rational, watch the data, guard your capital, and I will see you in the next video.